Publilius Syrus said, "Would you have a great empire? Rule over yourself." It's a great quote, and this chapter is about controlling our emotions. The first example it's given is that of astronauts. Astronauts are trained in this one skill more than any other, and that is how to not panic. As obviously you could imagine, panicking while in space is suicide. And so you have to train it out. And it doesn't go easily. We've evolved to panic when we feel like we're in life-threatening situations. And the problem is nowadays, we feel like we're in life-threatening situations even when we're not. And so we really have to work on our self-mastery in order to control our emotions. That doesn't mean that we can't feel them. We just have to have control over not letting them be our master. So the idea is to keep steady regardless of what's happening in our external circumstances. The Greeks called this apatheia, which is where we get the word apathy, but it doesn't mean the same thing. It doesn't mean to be absent of emotions. It doesn't mean to be a sociopath. Apatheia for the Greeks meant to have equanimity, which we'll be talking a lot about that word during Stoicism. It's a neutrality. It's an even keel. It's not the absence of feeling. It's making sure that we're not feeling an excessive amount or a harmful amount of a certain emotion, and that whatever our emotional response is to something, that it's the appropriate level of response, and then we can use logic to move on, to make the next decision. And so again, it's not a loss of feeling, it's just overcoming the unhelpful or the harmful emotions. And the way we do that is with logic. So when we have an emotional response to something, when everything's going wrong, we can have the appropriate level of response. You can be sad or mad in that moment, and then getting to our logic as quickly as possible, ask yourself the questions, okay, is this something that is at least expected to happen during the human experience? Answer is probably yes. Even the most severe of circumstances that we've experienced in our lives is not something that is unique to us entirely. It's probably something other people have suffered before. Your relationship falling apart, your business going under, you're experiencing financial loss of loved ones. While it feels very, very heavy, we can use our logic to reinforce the fact that this is part of the human experience, that it's not going to limit our ability to act with character, it's not going to limit our ability to act in accordance with our core values, and that we're going to be okay. So that we can at least, again, be the masters of our emotions. The goal is not to stop feeling. And I think that that's a often kind of misinterpreted thing about Stoicism, or even about emotional mastery, is that we're trying to stifle or ignore, which is not healthy, obviously. It's to feel the appropriate level of emotion and then not let it become your master. That's our goal.